Episode 484. They couldn't get any more information from Chen Yihui, but judging by Ye Chu's behavior in the game, everyone figured those rumors probably did hold some weight. For the other guilds, this was actually good news. Otherwise, with a god-tier player like that watching over a guild, what other option would their competitors have besides total defeat? However, the current situation is that two fairly powerful guilds, Excellent Dynasty and Samsara, are now planning to sit back and watch the Tigers fight as they can't see any tangible benefits for themselves. There's really no way to persuade them otherwise because the key point is clear to everyone. No one can fool anyone here. And so, a new discussion group was swiftly formed. This time, those who were just waiting to watch the show were not invited into the discussion group. They didn't want these onlookers to learn of their plans. Who knew if they'd try to swoop in and snatch some advantage for themselves?
So, what's the plan now?
In the new discussion group, the real conversation finally began. But back in the original group, everyone was still going through the motions.
My point is, we still have to kill them.
Zhang Yu's words were just like the Tyranny team's style, preferring to solve problems in the simplest way possible. After a moment of silence, Tian Nanxing also had no choice but to voice his agreement.
There really isn't any other good option.
Changing guilds is like the rain falling or a mother remarrying. There's just nothing anyone can do about it. You want to talk them out of it, but this time, their reason just leaves everyone feeling utterly powerless.
Killing is one thing, but how exactly do we go about it?
Someone asked.
As you can see, the level structure in the 10th server is pretty much set in stone at this point. In terms of leveling speed, we've already reached the peak. Even a top-tier player like Ye Chu wouldn't be able to outpace us by much. So, as long as the characters we currently have don't run into any more trouble, Happy will be limited to just those 5.
Tian Nanxing began his analysis.
So you're saying we should still target those 5?
We don't need all 5, we just need to pick one, and kill enough of his experience to set him back a good chunk.
Right.
But only on the condition that everyone's current roles are secure. So, can everyone guarantee it?
We're all set on our end.
Blue River spoke up then, but the others hesitated, looking unwilling to make such a guarantee.
Or guarantee that there won't be any more problems in the future.
Tian Nanxing rephrased it.
I'll do my best.
Finally, someone responded.
Good. With that guarantee in place, there's nothing to worry about. It's just hunting down a character, one we're all familiar with. We'll pick our best people and take shifts. The rest of the guild, keep an eye on Happy's movements in case they try to send reinforcements. I don't think they'd dare to start a large-scale guild war. At their current level, that would be suicide.
Look, since they're so weak overall, why don't we just team up, wipe out Happy and be done with it?
It would look bad.
Chun Yi Lao, who normally hated sending messages, still forced himself to speak up at critical moments, so when he did, it was always something crucial and well-reasoned. Everyone nodded at this reasoning, and even Zhang Yu had no objections. They had to consider their guild's reputation. Fighting other guilds was fine, but they had to stand on solid ground first. They needed a justifiable cause. But right now, there's simply no justifiable cause. If you say you're eliminating them because they're a threat, doesn't that just make us a gang of bullies picking on someone? Their guilds would never do something like that.
So, who should we target?
The discussion moved to the next phase.
Chang Cheng.
Spring Will Old had actually spoken up again. Chun Yi Lao was notoriously lazy when it came to chatting via messages, but whenever he did speak up, his words were always profound and carefully considered. Why did he say Qin Cheng? Others might have needed a moment to think it over, but Blue River understood the reasoning instantly. Qin Cheng was a bit of a loner. He had no close friends within the guild, and outside of it, his penchant for kill-stealing meant he hadn't yet become public enemy number 1 only because the 10th server was still so new. But Chang Cheng's technical skills were genuinely top-notch. It was precisely this that Chun Yi Lao had recognized, which led him to work so hard to bring Chang Cheng into the guild. He's caused his share of trouble over the years, sure, but he's also come through when it really counted. Even if his merits and faults cancel each other out, after all this time, there should be some feeling there. But now, seeing that Qin Cheng was no longer of any use to the guild, Chun Yilou immediately prepared to exploit his tarnished reputation, making him the primary target of attack. This choice of his neatly dovetailed with his earlier comment about it being a bad look. After all, hunting down Thousand City was a perfectly justified cause. Even after arriving in the 10th server, Thousand City remained incorrigible, constantly snatching monsters from other players. He hadn't yet become public enemy number 1, but plenty of players would still step forward to call hunting down Thousand City a righteous act. But for Blue River, the thought of pushing Thousand City under the bus in the blink of an eye filled him with deep reluctance. In the end, Springy Old is the one who calls the shots in Bluebrook Guild, so even though Blue River is the 10th server's guild leader, Springy Old still has full authority to directly command its affairs.
For misconduct, death is the penalty.
Chun Yilou added another point, as if explaining to everyone why he had chosen Chen Cheng as his target.
Oh, if that's the kind of person he is. Then when the Happy Guild takes him in, we can make a big deal out of it. That might just develop into a reason for war.
Jiang Yu's eyes lit up. I like to go all in, he said. What I'd really love is an excuse to go to war with Happy Guild right away. Once the fighting starts, Happy Guild won't stand a chance. The major guilds are all held back by their public image. They can't just start a fight on a whim.
Even if this point can't completely fan the flames, it can at least be counted as one of the reasons.
Herb Garden Southstar voiced his agreement as well. Blue River saw that with the 3 major guild leaders giving their word, Thousand City's fate as the target of the hunt was all but sealed. In the end, he said nothing. Blue River really had nothing to blame Springold for. In fact, he should probably admire the man, as Springold was clearly far better suited for his current role. As Glory's competitive scene continued to evolve, the club guild systems embedded within the online game grew increasingly professional. Spring's intent had long since grown from a player who played for the game's sake into a professional who played for the sake of his work. He was no longer moved by the pure, simple joys of the game. For him, gaming was work, a source of professional satisfaction and achievement. And this was something Blue River still hadn't managed to achieve. During his days in the Happy Guild, he'd even found himself genuinely happy, along with the others, over simple victories like defeating a level 1 or level 2 guardian demon. He was certain that if this had happened under Spring Elder's watch, the man wouldn't have batted an eye. Whether it was a level 1 or level 2 guardian demon, or even a level 20, it was just a necessary step in a guild's development. Beating it was expected. Was it really worth getting so excited about?